For more great content, make sure you follow 717 Sports Media on all your podcast listening platforms. Also follow us on social media, on Twitter at 717_sports, Facebook and Instagram at 717 Sports Media. We're also checking on our website daily for your daily news and sports videos at 717sportsmedia.com.
Right Way Home Care is a non-medical home care agency. We specialize in personal care, light housekeeping.
You know, we do medication pickup, groceries.
I have a mother-in-law that's disabled, and that motivated me to see, to go in her house to see what was going on, and different caregivers coming in and out, and just motivated me to use my degree to start a business such as what she receives.
So I've been doing healthcare since 2007. I go into nursing homes, I do skilled care.
Show number 8. My name is Patrick Wider, and I'm your host of this podcast called Round the 717. So with me today is my co-host CJ Frederick. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. We're week 8, Patrick.
Week 8, okay.
Round the 717.
Round the 717. Well. Let me ask you: are you excited about the NCAA tournament?
Not really, but we're gonna push through it.
You're not really? Come on, man.
I don't have a team. We've talked about this. Penn State's never good at
just because Penn State sucks in basketball doesn't mean you can't enjoy the tournament.
I'll fill out a bracket, but I'm not a gambling addict like you. I don't need to fill it out. I'm good. Good.
Hey, sports gambling's fun, man.
Yeah,
it's a good time. Good time. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So
it'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. So, on today's podcast, guys, we got a special guest here. Sitting in the center here is Coach Keith Stokes. He's going to come here and talk to us about everything going on with him, and he just recently got named head coach at E-Town. So
Elizabethtown, new head coach.
Hey, buddy.
There he is.
Go
in
Bears.
Studio.
Go Bears.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so we're going to start there with him and just run the show from there. So let me just start right away, Coach. Can you just tell us about your background? He's got a Wikipedia page, which is awesome. So I was reading up on your Wikipedia page today. Can you talk about your playing career? I know you started at JUCO, right? And then you ended up playing at Eastern Carolina. You rocking
East
them right?
Carolina, not East Carolina.
East Carolina.
Pirates.
Sorry. The Pirates.
Yes.
And then talk about your playing career in the CFL from there.
Like you said, I went to JUCO, not because I didn't have the grades, because I'm only 5'8" and I was 150 pounds. But I could play, and my goal and my thing was, growing up, I wanted to play Division I, and no one's going to tell me no, so I just prove them wrong like everywhere else I've done.
Yeah.
You know, it may take longer, different steps than a normal person, but I figured it out and pushed through, same way everywhere else. You know, when East Carolina had another guy there, this guy's better than you, he's not. Pushed through, make that. Got to the NFL, he's not. Pushed through. Canada the same way. I played in Canada, 8 years? Played arena 8 years. Played in Europe about a year. Then I played arena for another 7 or 8 years, I believe, something like that. I've been playing football a long time. Football is in my blood, I guess.
What is the adjustment going for all the different rules, like from CFL to AFL, NFL, Europe? Is that a tough adjustment? I know, like traveling wise, it must be, but is it?
You know what the biggest adjustment was?
What's that?
For me was going from CFL with a wider field, going to arena. NFL to CFL wasn't really that much of an adjustment, except that, everybody's in motion, but corner route to corner route, catching the ball.
Yeah.
But in arena, those walls don't move, man.
Are they? They look soft. They look like they hurt.
Yeah, they hurt, and it happens just like that. Like, it happens fast. So you got to learn how to control your speed, how to use the wall, and you can't be afraid of it. because you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna win that battle.
Yeah.
The ball never loses, so you figure a way to hit the wall soft.
How do you figure that out? That doesn't sound right.
Give and don't try to run through it. You got to give.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, let me get back to your East Carolina playing days. I know I was reading up on some of your special teams records. Is that something you always look forward to? You know, I know you had some real good records when it came to punt returns and stuff like that. Is that something you always relished or you enjoyed playing, or is it just something that you fell into because you were a good athlete?
I had to get on the field.
Had to get on the field.
Like realistically,
Yeah.
So whatever it was for me to get on the field, that's what I was trying to do. And the funny story is, like, I might have had roughly in college probably 7 or 8 return for touchdowns. In high school, I had 0. None. I mean, I figured out how to get to the end zone. You score, you make big plays, you play more on offense.
Right.
You know, and you figure that out. So that's where I can get on the field to get more touches on offense. So that's what I did, and it became my niche. And the rest is history, as they say, which is still there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you set some really impressive records with the return game, which is, like a third of the football game. People don't think about that. I remember I was interviewing Wilson's head coach Doug Doms after they played Penn Manor, and they had a great punt returner. Was it
Cameron Jones?
Cameron Jones, and he returned a touchdown right before the half. And he goes, people don't think about as the punt return as a scoring play. And he's like, we put our starters on there, we put our best players on there because we put a pride on there because that's a third of the game. And it was a great point because they had he had I think 5 or 6 punt returns or returns for touchdowns.
Returns total. He had 7 as a junior. He's
as a
coming
junior.
back.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a good player.
I mean, yeah, heck of a player.
Number 1, right?
Cameron Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I always get him and Jaden. I think
Jaden Jones is a running back. Cameron Jones is a
No, he's talking about their numbers.
The number for the guy.
number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a good player.
He was a heck of a player, but it's an understatement thing that like that's a scoring play. You can change, you can flip the field position, and that's such a big deal. And I see where you're coming from. You're just trying to get on the field, and that was you made your mark there, and that's a really impressive way to make your mark.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've always been the smallest guy. Always with a chip on my shoulder. So you figure a way to make them notice you, however that would be, whether you're 5'8" or 6 foot, but I'm also a kicker that no one really knows about, like a hidden gem. Like, I still have my high school record for the longest field goal.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
How long?
57.
Wow, that's really far for high school.
I had offers to be a kicker, but no, I'm a player, so I did not choose it, which is dumb. I'm trying to still be kicking right now. 20 years in the league kicking field goals. I'd rather play
Cash
and get
them
tackled by
checks,
somebody.
man.
Dumb move, but it's more entertaining catching the ball instead of kicking.
Were you a soccer style kicker?
I'm a soccer player.
Are you a soccer player? So did you play soccer growing up a lot as a kid?
So how I chose my sport coming out of high school, I was a 5-sport athlete. I played football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and ran track.
Wow.
All in one season. Because down south, soccer's in the spring, not in the fall, so I got a chance to do that. So I played soccer and football. I got my soccer scholarship on Thursday. I signed my football scholarship on the Monday.
Wow.
And
incredible.
Where it was,
Do you miss it?
I still play now, like rec soccer.
Okay.
Rec soccer now a little bit, but
Good for you.
I know I was better in soccer than I was football, but growing up back then, let's be realistic, there wasn't a lot of black people playing soccer. There was no Freddie or dudes. There was no Freddie or dudes back then.
At least you're honest.
Soccer,
It's different.
At least
now,
you're honest.
I lived in a middle class, predominantly black neighborhood, and all the other black kids playing basketball, playing football. I'm playing soccer. So if I'm trying to play with them, I need to go over there and play.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I actually got to play by accident going to a practice with my best friend's dad, and he's over there telling the coach, listen, this is the kid you need to get on the team to play. And they're like, oh, no. But I'm like 7th grade, and they're like, no, listen, this is the kid. And I wasn't playing at the time. So while they were getting ready to practice, I'm kicking field goals. I mean, for me, it's nothing. That's what I do. I'm in 7th grade, and they're like, kicking field goals? Hey, kid, you want to play? Yeah, go to the shed. And I'm like, all right, sure. Went to the shed, grabbed my pads, and that's how I started playing football. I almost didn't get to play, though, because they play games on Sunday. And in my house growing up, that's a church day.
That's a church day.
Yeah, we don't play football. So that coach would wait outside the church for church to be over. And I would go into church, leave, dress in my pants in church, waiting. As soon as it's over, shoot out the door, jump in the car, get to the game.
That's funny.
That's really funny.
So, when did you start? I think I asked you this in the interview that we did for the website. But when did you transition to coaching? I know you've had a lot of stops we're going to get into, but what year did you start coaching around this area?
Around this area, when I moved here, that's how I moved to Lancaster.
Yeah.
I said I was done playing football in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, 2010 or 2011, one of the two. I just came back from Europe, experiment out there. I coached Team France in Europe, was their offensive coordinator over there. And said I was done, so I put out probably 50, 75 resumes. 2 hours for my family in Jersey, 2 hours for my family in Alabama. Lancaster, where I landed. Been here ever since.
That's so funny.
That's so funny.
McCaskey gave me a job coaching,
Yeah.
and that's where I started at here in this area.
Okay. And you were coaching football and track at McCaskey.
I was coaching football and track at McCaskey.
That's what I
yeah.
thought. Yeah, that's a
Track
connection
is
with my
too
father.
Much. Yeah, track too much.
Yeah. Tell it,
Football,
right, Coach?
football, track. There's no, there's no break. You need that break, buddy, because track is long.
We
After
talked.
football.
We talked about it. You know, Coach Doms for Wilson.
Yeah.
He's the head football and track coach, and he's 60.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know either.
I don't know how he does
He's crazy regimented schedule.
His
He
schedule
has
is
to be.
insane. And
He had to grow up in a military family because they're used to that, going through the whole, the process. Of,
I could see it.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's long, man. You need that break in between because football summers are long. If
Yeah.
you got a good track team, you're there at least till June. School's over with, and you still running track.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what he said, 2 weeks after that, you got football.
Right.
Did you always know you were going to be a coach? Was it always like something that you think you'd eventually do?
Yeah, it was awesome I could do. Because to be this size and play football this long, you have to be a smart player. Like outside, because when you get to college, everybody was their best player in high school. When you get to the pros, everyone was their best player in high school. And the guys that last are either 4'3", and nobody's running 4'3", but now that's a common thing, which is nuts.
Right.
Or you're 6'5", like Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson. Not many of those guys, so they last a little bit. But if you're smart, you last long. And I was one of the smarter players that could see some of the stuff the coach could see, quarterback could see. I guess you say I was a student of the game before I knew I was a student of the game.
Gotcha.
Sounds like. I mean, you kicked, you played special teams, you played at both sides of the football. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so, a big emphasis on this show that we like to talk about, Coach Way will chime in on this, is multi-sport athlete. Now you're a head coach at E-Town, Elizabethtown. Can you talk about your experience? I mean, as somebody, who played 5 sports in high school, which is amazing. Can you talk about what your feeling is on multi-sport athletes?
Please do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sit there
Thank you.
Yeah,
Please
thank you.
play more than one
keep
sport.
preaching.
Absolutely.
I have close friends of the family. They were single sport kids growing up, the best. They have state titles and all, and now they won't touch the sport. What does your kid want to do when you grow up? Your kid wants to be you. I mean, you don't I don't want to do the sport anymore because you burned yourself out from 8th grade, 9th grade. All you're doing is one sport all the way up, and now you're stuck like, crap. What do I do? Like, I had a kid at Township, Grayson Soliday. This was a bad boy. Lacrosse player, great. Played at UVA. I think they won national title at UVA. Play football for fun. This because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
There's no pressure in football. Had a great time. Go to practice. All my friends are playing. But lacrosse, I'm a lock in. That's what he did, and locked in and did very well. There were a couple other guys that I've coached who said they were better in another sport that they love, but football. I believe they were better in football. I think that if a kid is an athletic kid, and I'm a college coach and I'm gonna get this kid, I want a kid that played more than one sport because he knows how to think outside the box.
Okay.
You're not a robot.
Right.
If you're stuck in that one sport, your brain sticks in that one sport. You become a robot.
Yeah.
In the sport, as far as your mentality, how you train, how you practice, how you do things inside the game. Guys that play basketball, play football, you use them basketball techniques.
Yeah.
Same in football. And if you played soccer or baseball, same thing.
Well, it's funny you say because I'm watching a few, like Cam Jones. He plays basketball for Wilson, and I would watch him a few times this year. He would use a lot of those techniques,
Absolutely.
picking off passes or picking off full court passes. So that makes a lot of sense.
You got to think like overuse injuries is a big thing when you play one sport. When you play multiple sports, you're using your muscles and your bodies are so different, and you're learning different skills and you're developing them by playing this. Especially when you're young. When you're young, you should play soccer, baseball, football, basketball, whatever you can get your hands on, and just play it. And it's like too many kids. Like I know kids in my neighborhood that are just baseball from like 7, 8 years old all the way through, and I'm like, that's not good. Like go play other sports. Like get involved. And like it's a big pet peeve of mine. Like I don't understand. And then the flip side, coaches, there are coaches that promote just one sport, and that's wrong too. Just I want you to do this. You should play multiple sports in high school. In a school like Elizabethtown, you're probably going to see multi-sports because it's a little smaller school compared to like a Township or a Wilson.
Yeah,
It's a little bigger.
Elizabethtown's a 5A school.
I always forget that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found that out with
Which-
basketball.
Which is crazy. Like they're a 5A school. If
True.
you don't think about it, like they're just as big as Warwick, which is
True.
down the street.
Good point.
But you don't see the kids come out. My goal is to win. They come out. You win, they come.
Yeah.
You lose, they stay away or not do anything. Play one sport. I'm trying to change that whole aspect of 500 or just enough. I'm trying to win and dominate, not have any friends. I don't care.
No, that's good.
That's good. That's great. So you're trying to basically raise the level of the competition and the players.
We're going to. It's not a try.
Yeah, I gotta try. So let me talk to you a little bit about your time at Township with Coach Evans. Can you talk about that experience and working over there with him?
So he tried to. So Coach Evans, how I met him, he coached me when I was playing arena football here. He coached when I was with the Reading Express,
Okay.
and they tried to get me from McCaskey years before I even got over there. But it was just perfect time, and I was scouting in the CFL at the time, so I left McCaskey to go scout. So I was in between almost jobs, if you would say, coaching wise. So I left there and went to Township. I mean, Evans is a great guy. I mean, he's well known around the LL everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Everywhere around Pennsylvania. I mean, the guy, he knows a lot. Team always wins. Hopefully our team does just as well, if not better.
So is there things that you learned specifically from coaching him that you would take with you, or is it just more of a like general philosophy?
Some stuff I take, some I won't. You learn from our different coaches everywhere. So I was in Coachville last year. Some stuff I'm going to take from Coach O. Some stuff I'm not going to take. But, really depends on what no one talks about your athletic director, what he or she's going to give you, your booster club, what they're going to give you as far as allowing you to take or give, and your kids. What are they going to give you as far as they really all going to follow you and their parents going to say, yes, you can go here or no, because you push that weeble wobble board on how far can I push this kid, how late can I stay out on a practice day, can I have this kid come out on a Saturday? Sometimes aren't used to it. Sometimes like, no, my kid's not going to do this. And as a coach, you got to figure that medium and say, all right, I can or cannot do that. And you figure it out on your own. But it's different for everyone.
How's that going? So I know it's still early, like the transition so far with the community of E-Town. Seems like just covering their basketball games, seems like they care about their sports, but, it's been kind of mediocre the last few years. So how's that going so far?
So far, so good. For me, I haven't had any big hiccups yet. I know I'm going to have them.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. But, I done bounced around and seen flexible moves all over, so I'm used to someone saying no and figuring out another way to get it done. But right now, the response is huge and awesome from everywhere.
Have you put together, finalized your staff? Are you working on that still right now?
That's not done yet. Working on that. I got some old, some young, some new, a little bit of mix, good mix there. So we'll figure that out. Good thing is about my staff that if it pans out the right way I want it to be, we're going to be a close staff. Like to be around each other. You got to be around each other all day, man. You can't have separate groups. So this guy's over here, we're offensive guys,
Correct,
we're defensive guys. You got to be able to handle it together.
I was wondering why he never called me to be on the staff yet, but
Because I want your son, not you.
The truth comes out. The truth always comes out on the 717. It always comes out.
I want a little B, man.
He's a player.
He's a future
He's
star.
a player.
He's the one I want. Anytime ain't but down the road, just take the 283 all the way down. Second exit after Mount George.
look, this guy got all the directions down already.
I'm supposed to. We got the GPS right there in the car. You need a ride, I can pick him up on my way.
There you go. Now you've worked with Coach Evans. Did you work with Coach Feldman as well too?
No, I didn't work with Coach
Okay,
Feldman.
but you were with Coach Frederick for track,
yeah.
Ortega. So, you talked about a little earlier, mix and match, and you'll take some of the good, not all the negatives with all of them
Yeah.
if they do have negatives. But have you gotten a lot of messages or a lot of shout outs from them after you got the head job?
All of them have been like, great job. Call me if you need anything. If you need help with this here, like, here's what you may want to do, may not want to do. Make sure you do this or that. I mean, I've reached out to both of them on different things that I didn't know I may need or not need, and they've been great with it so far. That's
awesome.
one thing I've been lucky. I've been with a good staff wherever I've been so far. I haven't been with a bad staff. And I know what it looks like and don't want to.
I've experienced that before.
Yeah. Don't want to. Even as a McCaskey, we were losing, we still had a good staff. Like, we were losing, but we were still all together. Like,
Okay.
We were good together in there.
Yeah, you did.
Didn't mind coming together. Didn't mind, like, helping out the kids and doing the little extra stuff. And you can see on other staffs, even when they're winning, like, the kids don't respond at all. And I'm not talking about winning games respond. I mean, respect respond. You can win a game and the kids still curse you out. I'm not having that. Like, that's not going to happen. Because half the kids, you're not going to Alabama. You're not going to Auburn. You're not going to Penn State. You're probably going to go to Cookstown, or you're probably going to go to Millersville.
Which
Ain't
is
nothing
good
wrong with
football.
it, which is great football.
Mm-hmm.
Go to F&M, great.
Mm-hmm.
The 1% is going to make it in the NFL. If you do it, great. Most of the time now, they're going to know by the time you're in 11th grade. Because you're going to be 6'5", 300 pounds like the Rudy kid, or you're going to run a 4.3 like a doggone track star, whatever that may be.
Right.
So they know early.
Right.
So otherwise, but everybody else, just get to school, man. Whatever it is, you're a stud.
Yeah.
You got to
Right.
college, man. You're a stud.
Right.
And you went to JUCO. Where'd you go to junior college?
Georgia Military College.
Okay. Do you think will you see yourself pushing that at all too? 'Cause that's good football as
Pushing
well.
it all. I'm
Yeah.
pushing it all. Wherever you need to go, I'm pushing. Stevens is free. Go to Stevens.
That's a
Get you
great
trade.
program. That's a great school.
Go to Stevens. JUCO kids, I'm pushing all of them. Prep schools, I want the kids to experience life and get out of your little circle that you've been in at home and go see something else. And I'm not saying school's for everyone, because
Right.
it's not. But work is for everybody. You got to work. So go to Stevens, get that trade. Go outside and go see something else. Go somewhere else and see another life
Right.
outside your home.
That's awesome. I think kids for a lot of football kids don't realize like how good, whether it's PSAC, whether it's Division III, whether it's JUCO football is, because they're seeing the Penn States every Saturday, the Alabamas, and they think, oh, we could do that, but they don't realize, they're not in that 1 percentile. They can, and
1%, and of that 1%, half of that 1% make it.
right, right. It's a different world, but it's
Yeah.
really good football covering that, and we're hoping to cover Stevens in the fall, so that's a great avenue. Good plug.
So you coaching? I know you coached in the CFL for a couple years.
So I coached in the CFL.
Can you talk about that experience and like
with the BC Lions there? So it's all about who you know. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I know everybody in the league because I played there, and now the league's getting younger. So I reached out to a couple people, got on scouting with one of the coaches who coached me, and I just keep pushing. Someone's gonna say yes.
Yeah.
And luckily, the right guy got the job. Was my college roommate. He got the head job and was like, "Hey, buddy."
Okay.
So luckily he put me on there. I coached out in the CFL. I started there as a running back coach and special teams assistant. Our linebacker coach ended up getting sick, had blood fusion and something going on. I went from running back to linebackers.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so half of the season I
A
was
lot to
switching
learn.
Yeah, it was different. The meetings are very different, and then I realized how dumb offensive coordinators are, and I'm one of them. Like how dumb we are. Like we sit here and draw these plays up in these little circle thing, and they're saying, "Look, this kid is out of position every single play. Throw the ball there, run it here." No, we want to set this up, make this look pretty, and we're gonna do that.
Overthink it.
Man, run the ball right here to the left, throw the ball right here to the right. It's literally that simple. But offensively, we don't want to do it the same way. Man, like Madden, hit triangle, hit the button.
Or like Kellen Moore did when he told Dak to sneak at him with no time left, like that.
Yes. It's simple, but I'm at fault as well. can't blame everybody else, but I blame myself.
Okay. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yes. So go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was saying. Now, do you plan with Elizabethtown? Do you plan on calling the plays, running the defense? I mean, I know it's still early.
I'm calling plays.
Calling the plays?
Not first year, I will.
Okay.
I'll call the plays on offense. I've done it before. Trust the guys, my D coordinator, whoever that's going to be at the end. Whenever they say I can finalize the people, trust him to get it done, and I'll just call the plays and we'll figure it out on the way. Maybe by the time a couple years go by, I get an offensive coordinator that I trust and he knows my offense. I'm gonna run it that way, but
Your show.
yeah.
You're the head man.
Yeah, and as the head man, I told our quarterback this one, like our first little meeting, is we're going to get all the great rewards when we win, me and the quarterback. And when we lose, we're going to get all the blame.
Okay.
And that ain't our fault on neither one side, because we can't do without the other groups on our team. But heavy that wears a crown.
Okay. Okay, I like it.
Heavy
I
that
like
wears a
it.
crown. Look, you got to have tough skin and call it a day, embrace it, give everyone else their flowers, because you can't do it without them while you're there, and suck it up and remember when you lose. That's how you act after a loss. With Bill's character.
So what made you specifically want the Elizabethtown job? Is there like something that drew you there? You saw something there in the kids or the community?
So I follow football even though I'm not in the LL. Well, I wasn't in LL last year. I was in Chestmont. So E-Town, they went 4-6, I believe, last year.
Yes.
2-something the year before.
Yeah.
They have had 7 or 8 linemen coming back before I was there. Quarterbacks coming back. You have 12 or 13 juniors that were coming back, and you lose five seniors. Why wouldn't you want to go there? And you were in every game but the Central game. Me, as a new head coach coming in, that's where I want to go.
Right, okay.
It's a gold mine for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, even if I lose or not, I can hold off the rest because my first 2 were great. Listen, first impressions, right? So I come in my first year, and we just say, for instance, we go 8-2 or 9-1. Yeah, I had a group that played and that was hungry. After the first 2 years, I got to build myself up, build my group up. But
Yeah.
first 2, that's not mine. They just bought into whatever I said and wanted to go and tired of losing.
Yeah.
And, they pushed through. And I tell them, like, on our first little meeting, is that the senior group that leads, like, how this legacy starts or ends in this 22 season is all on the senior group. If you guys are tired of losing, you have to work and follow the lead that our coaching staff is going to have you, regardless if you believe in it or not.
I think that goes back to what you were saying earlier too. With this class and the junior class too, if they do push through and win 7, 8, 9 games too, that's going to do so much for the community.
So much for the community, man. It's crazy, man. Prime example: we have our first game on a Saturday because of the fair.
Really?
Yes, we have a
Wow.
game on Saturday because
What?
of the fair. Yes,
That's crazy.
Who is it against?
Donovan.
Oh, yeah, that's the
that's
game,
a good
right,
one.
the
That's
game.
a good one.
That's the rivalry.
Donegal's going to be good too. That's a
Yeah.
good rivalry.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Respect all, fear none.
Respect.
Has anybody talked to you about that rivalry and how big a deal? I mean, they're right next to each other, the backdoor rivalry like that.
I heard about it. I mean, I saw film of the game. I think they won last year, 12-13.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
14-7.
Yeah, it was really close,
Yeah.
all the way through. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, we just got to come prepared, and
So they got a lot coming back too.
yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
So
They had a good year last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made
they made the
districts.
playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah, they made first round of district playoffs. They had a nice season. Finished.
Yeah.
They had 2 losses: the E-Town and LS. I won't tell you the score against LS. I
That's
covered
gonna
that
blow 'em
game,
out, probably.
55-0.
Yeah, LS is
Sorry,
good.
Donegal. Sorry, Coach Rudy.
Listen,
But
LS is they're good. We scrimmaged them last year when I was at Coachville, and I was like, "Yo, this team gonna cause problems."
oh, you did. So
Yeah.
you knew about them early on?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said, "This team
Coach
gonna
was
cause problems."
good.
Yeah, we
I mean, LS was good.
Yeah, LS had an outstanding run, and I covered their game, a couple of games, including when they lost to Bishop McDevitt in the district finals.
man.
They lost 7-0 and fumbled 3 times inside the 20. I'm bringing up bad memories to our LS audience because that's a good chunk of our audience, as most of us know. But they had a nice squad. They're losing a lot. They're getting a lot back, but that's another rivalry. I'm sure
It is.
you'll get going.
And not for us though. I mean, they can stay over there.
They can stay over there.
Right now, until we build this thing the right way. Handle your business. I'm gonna handle mine.
All right. I like that.
Have you, the LL and Berks merged? Have you looked at the dynamics of the different divisions and see where you guys stacked up and
Yeah.
thought about that much?
I have. I looked at them. I mean, the Berks is right now is ran by Governor Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So literally, they run the 4A to 5A. Them and Wyo run
Mm-hmm.
the Berks.
Right, Coach Way? Why missing?
Yeah.
But you know,
Unfortunately.
Wing T, buddy.
yeah, which is horrible. But I mean, it still works. They run the Berks. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I know some guys that coach over there.
Okay.
Also, who else is over there in the Berks that's decent?
Exeter.
Yeah, they got that
Exeter.
6'5"
Yeah,
kid.
Exeter. Remember Exeter beat
Yes.
Mifflin?
Daniel
They got
Boone. Are they not?
They're okay.
They're okay?
They got
Okay.
mid-grade. I know their head coach, Coach Flowers. He was at Reading.
Yeah, he was at Reading, and then he went there, right?
Okay.
He was
Exactly.
at Reading, then he went to Boone. Their quarterback for Boone actually plays on my 7-on-7 team.
Really?
Oh, you got a 7-on-17.
I do.
Okay, what's the name of it?
Can't wait till we see Coach Way's son team.
Oh yeah, start the recruiting.
No,
Oh,
it's
you
gonna be
already-
personal. No recruit. It's gonna be personal. Coach Way drives all the way to Philly.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, he does. We
know.
talk about that. He
Yeah.
goes all the
You
way
know
to
where
Philly.
practice at? Right down the street.
Oh, really?
Right down the street.
Okay.
But I appreciate it. You know, it's personal.
It's not personal, man. It's financial.
I understand.
Financial.
I went and took care of my nephew.
That's
Figured a way out, make it happen, man.
funny.
But I love it. Hey, good rivalries are always great.
Oh yeah,
They're
absolutely.
always great. End of the day, y'all can come home.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Y'all
go.
always come home.
So last year, just talking about the Flash, you guys had. I mean, you're.
We have 3 guys going to Big 33.
Yeah.
Really?
Your 8th grade. I mean,
No
your
kidding.
your 18-year-old team
Our
had
18-year-old team, we have
Flowers.
Makai Flowers,
Oh, okay.
Neely, the kid from Philly, Ken, who's played everywhere, running back,
Oh.
tailback, fullback. He did everything.
Okay.
And Anthony Ivey was on our team.
Oh,
And
wow.
our quarterback went to Villanova.
Okay.
Our
Is that Ortega's? son?
No.
No.
this was the kid
Different
from
class.
Fleetwood.
Okay.
You would have had Boo too.
Yep.
If you stayed healthy. They had a bomb squad out there.
Yeah, we had squads
So where are you guys based out of?
right here.
Right here?
Yep, we practice at Lanca.
Wow.
We have kids from all over. So this year we have kids from Carlisle, from Harrisburg, from CD East. We have some E-Town kids. We have some. Now our younger team, that's the team to watch. Our 13 and 14 youth. Ooh, they got some players over there, buddy. Oh,
Upcoming.
Did you start this, or did somebody else, or did you've always?
me and 2 other guys started it.
Wow.
Central Penn Flash. We're the only team out there in purple and gold.
Like the Pirates.
Absolutely.
Like the Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got nice little yellow gold helmets.
So Coach Way must like the cheesesteaks. That's why he drives to Philly all the time, I guess. I don't know if this is I didn't realize this is a dynamic 7-on-7 team here.
And he said the 13 to 14 is good, and my son had been on that age group, but you know.
I understand he wanted to stay with he's familiar with, didn't really know. It's okay. It's
And
okay.
where do you
Still
put?
family. We're still
We're
family.
still family.
There you go.
Still family,
There
you
you
know.
go. Where do
We're
you?
in-laws right now.
Hey, man.
We're in-laws right now.
That's pretty
We
good.
root for them, and we see them. It's a problem.
That's
We
funny.
still get Gatorade and hot dogs when we open.
There we go.
Now, your 13 14 U team has little Ortega on it.
He's not playing, though, because he's doing something else. He was on our team. We have another kid from, I want to say McDevitt, the next quarterback coming up from
Saunders,
McDevitt.
Stone
No,
Sun.
so Saunders is another kid. So when Saunders leaves, the next kid up to him, this little boy is unbelievable.
So they got McDevitt has another one after
Yes.
Saunders, who's
What
a
grade is he?
freshman, already getting Division One
Eighth
offers.
grade.
8th grade.
And this boy is unbelievable.
Wow,
Unbelievable.
so much talent.
Yeah, we have a kid who is 6'4", 2 kids. We have a 6'4" and a 6'3" kid, 7th grade, 8th grade from Reading. I don't know where they're from in Reading, somewhere in Reading. And they're 13, 14.
Wow.
And they literally just dunk on every kid that they throw the ball at. It's not even fair. And they don't talk. They're great kids too. They don't talk. They just go out there and ball. And we had, so on our 7-on-7 team, we have a kid who is top 50 most watched kids in Pennsylvania on YouTube on our team.
Wow.
7th, 8th grade.
That's incredible.
Oh, he's a problem.
How often do you guys practice and then play?
We practice. We have one more practice this week. Then we have a tournament on the 27th in Bristol. This is our first tournament.
Okay.
Bristol, Connecticut.
No, Bristol, PA.
Oh, how about that?
There's a Bristol. Where's that? I didn't know.
What the hell's
PA.
I knew
Yeah,
it was
Bristol.
So Bristol's between Trenton and Philly, and then there's Bristol.
Oh, right. There's a Bristol because there's a Bristol, Virginia, Bristol,
Yeah.
Connecticut. There's Bristol
Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Bristol right there.
Now, you had the opportunity. You're like they can call you the wide receiver whisperer around here because you worked with guys from Deontay Cherry all the way up to Anthony Ivy.
Oh yeah, had a couple of them. I don't even want to say it's me. Look, I just happen to be in the right place, right time. I'm not gonna still be like, yeah, I've done this. Nah, look, they were great athletes, man. All of them were great. And I might have tweaked or turned a little something they didn't have and pushed a little button on them, but they were all great athletes. I mean, Deontay was special. Aaron was special. Ivy was different. Who else did I have? You know, one of the better receivers I had, he's a basketball player, was Kobe Gaines.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I bet.
1,000-point score.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
He was good.
Listen, if that boy would have played football longer, he wouldn't be talking about 1,000-point score. That boy would be playing somewhere like Auburn or Alabama.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
He won a game by himself. Literally won the game by himself. at
Okay.
receiver.
Wow.
And his basketball game changed, and I told him his basketball game changed when they played football.
Yeah.
He became tougher. Sorry, basketball players that's watching this. You guys are soft compared to football players.
It's the truth.
Comparing. So when you become a football/basketball player, you take them easy bumps and lay it up like LeBron does.
Yeah.
Easy. Just think, all the great basketball players. AI played football.
Yes, he did.
Right through the paint. Jimmy Butler, right through all the problems. Played football.
LeBron James.
All-state football.
Oh, he was awesome.
At Ohio, great state.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, here we go.
Even Draymond Green played football.
Yeah, for Michigan State, he was a
He
stud
played
tight.
before that in high school.
Oh, he did.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's obviously he came up from that.
Yeah, he
football.
tried. I mean, it's different. You know, high school to college is way different, but it makes you a different. Mentally, it makes you a different player. To handle the bumps and the bruises.
Yeah.
And basketball players don't want to get touched at all. No, foul. You barely touched me. No. Football players, we want all that contact.
All the contact.
Yep.
Well, I think it's a good message, like you're saying. We had Coach Campbell on last week from Spring Grove too about playing multiple sports and getting that message out there because
You're
it's
a
important.
football player and you're not running track and you play a skilled position. Something's wrong with you right now.
Yeah, there's some head coaches need to hear that in,
I
around the
repeat,
area.
if you are a football player that's a running back, a receiver, a D-back, even maybe a tight end. If you are not running track and you want to go to college, you better run tomorrow and get to that coach.
You heard it here first.
Because
Memo.
every kid that is at that college is going to be just as fast or faster than you. So learn how to run.
There you go.
Run track.
Can we post that tomorrow somewhere, like all over the high school, Coach Way?
Hey, I'm staying out of it, man.
He's staying out of it.
I don't coach track anymore, so I can say it.
He can say it. He's the new man.
But he's a head football coach now at Elizabethtown, so he can say that with the knowledge of being a head coach.
Yeah, I can attest to it. You know, if you look in the Hall of Fame, every pro, even college guys in the Hall of Fame,
Right.
I bet there's not 5% that didn't play another sport. There's very
I
few
believe
that
it.
only played one, and it's probably the big guys because they couldn't do anything else.
Yeah,
You
and,
know,
and
too
even
big to even wrestle. No, like
Yeah.
there's a weight limit in wrestling. You know, they were probably the only ones that didn't. The linemen.
B the great Chris Dolman, right? He was a great basketball player, wasn't he?
Great basketball player.
Dolman.
Great
Minnesota Vikings.
track,
Yeah.
track too,
Minnesota
right?
Vikings
Like
guy.
what is that? He's a York High grad.
I know.
Yeah.
Stokes is the only Minnesota Vikings fan like I know.
You're.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next
Absolutely.
question. You're a Vikings fan?
Absolutely.
How'd you become a Vikings fan?
Favorite two players are Herschel Walker, Deion Sanders. All my family back then loved the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. So when Herschel went to Minnesota, so did I.
Oh, so you followed that trade with
When
Herschel.
Herschel left, I left, and I've been a Vikings fan ever since.
That's called the Great Trade Robbery.
Listen, man, we gave them all them Super Bowls, but it's okay. I'm a Vikings fan, man. We're going to ride or die. Kids, we Vikings fans.
Oh,
They all
man.
know it. Look, we've been to Minnesota. We go to games when they're here. We bleed that purple and gold.
Yeah,
but
So
you
you,
retired.
as an Eagles
you're
fan,
diehard.
and up until 2017, I felt the heartbreak. But you're still going through it, man.
Yes. It's tough. We're like Buffalo.
Right.
We're the Buffalo Bills of the NFC.
What do you think of the new coach? What is it? O'Connell, right?
Guy from the Rams.
Yeah.
We'll see. Don't know yet.
They're going with that new trend, the handsome young
They're
guys.
bringing
now.
Captain Kirk back though for a while too. Kirk
I'm not
comes-
mad. I'm not mad at Kurt. You know, it could be a lot worse.
You're right.
It could
Right.
be a lot worse. Kurt to me is a
Could've-
A- B+ quarterback. I'm not on judge or do anything like that. This is my opinion. He's an A-, B+ this guy. Kurt don't lose you games. He don't win you games. He don't, but he keep you in it. That's all he has.
He's made
Keep
a lot
me
of
in-
money.
Keep me in the game. Listen, man. Whatever Kurt doing, I need his agent.
All right,
Yeah.
100%.
He
He
is. He played it well. Were you
Listen,
talking about
man.
like getting franchise, and then he moved on in free agency at the right
doubled
time?
Back the franchise.
He
Let me
did.
get-
Yeah,
Double back the franchise.
Yeah,
Then I'm gonna get guaranteed money for 3 years in a row.
yeah. He played it probably as well as
man.
anybody.
Whoever his agent is, and Kurt's he's a big Christian too. So y'all people who don't believe in God, boy, hey, Kurt know the right one.
Well,
He know the right one. There's only one, and Kurt got it.
That's a good one.
Speaking of the Vikings, you guys got a heck of a receiver up there.
Oh, we do, man. Jefferson.
Jefferson's
Hey,
a
And
beast.
Thielen.
Thielen. I love Thielen.
Thiel's
too.
good, but I mean Jefferson's
Oh,
next level.
Jefferson's-
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both excellent.
Okay, we got arguably the best running back in the league if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's
If he can stay healthy, yeah, that's our only issue with him.
So, what do you think happened at the end of the Zimmer? Zimmer's had a nice run there. Then towards the end, it kind of fell off. Especially defensively,
You know what happened? He got rid of all the old guys and brought in new guys and learned this hard defense, and they had to getting killed. Our DBs were getting killed.
yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they
they
were
were.
really
Like,
struggling.
Our D line and linebackers, great. But they're only good when you got DBs who make you plays when you're rushing.
Right.
Now your DBs getting ran by all day. And that's what they're doing, just running by us.
So you
It's
think
horrible.
they should address defense in the draft and free agency, or what would?
Free agency, man. As a new coach, I'm going to get my first pick would be a D lineman. That kid from Georgia, if we can get him. 'Cause
He's a
There
good
was
one.
about 5 kids from Georgia.
no, the D tackle.
Davis, right?
Yeah.
Jordan
Davis.
Davis, who runs a
But
4.840.
840 and what is he? 360?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, that would be my first pick because he'll be right when we're picking. He'd be my first pick, or I would get Stingley.
You like him?
Yes.
And he's gonna fall on the latest mocks. The guy, the kid from Cincy has passed him, Sauce Gardner, because a little more consistent year. But like if you would go off Stingley's freshman year, and he would have went pro then, if he could have, he'd been a top 5 pick. But last 2 years,
Power 5 conference, AAC conference.
no, I know, but
Stingley has
I
played
just-
against right now.
But I'm just saying, I'm
a
not.
Heisman Trophy winner, 2 Biletnikoff winners, and it's only in 2 years.
Whoa! You're an East Carolina guy, man. Come on, you gotta bet.
Truth is truth.
Yeah,
bro.
Truth.
all I'm saying is, no, I don't disagree. I think Stingley probably is going to be better, but I'm just telling you where the knock is. For 2 years, he hasn't really consistently been on the field where Sauce Gardner has been. So we'll see. I think they both got a chance to be pretty good.
They're both going to be real good players, and I'm sure that kid from Cincinnati's going to have a chip because of he didn't play at the Power 5 school.
Well, you would love what he had to say. At the combine, he said, "I don't smoke, I don't drink. All I do is play ball." And it was a great comment, something like that. And he was like,
well.
"Yeah," and I was like,
Hey, listen. Well, right now, if that is true, right now he above the chip right now because
"Yeah,
there's not a lot that don't do that.
yeah,
Do one or the other,
Exactly.
if
Right.
not both.
exactly,
He's above that grade right now if he's that one.
yeah."
Man,
Who was the best player you ever played against?
The best player. So I can go in college. The fastest player I've ever seen in college was Antonio Brown. He went to West Virginia, and this boy was so fast.
Wow, I
When he
bet.
touched the ball, it was like, whoa. The Miami team was the best team I've ever played against. That 99 team, which had, I want to say, 19 first rounders on their team.
It's one of the best teams ever.
Yeah. We beat them. That was my first
is that the Ed Reed team?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So it was on their team was starting receiver core was Andre Johnson, Bubba Frank, Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne.
Roscoe
In the
Parrish was a
backfield-
backup, too, for them.
In the backfield, Clinton Porter started. Then it was Willis McGahee. Then it was James Johnson. Then it was Najee Davenport. Then Peyton was the fourth or fifth string guy then.
And Frank Gore was, like, redshirting at that point, too, wasn't
Frank
he?
Gore was redshirt.
Yeah.
In the secondary, it was Ed
Ed Reed.
Reed. Blades was the other safety with Phil Buchanan and Mike Rumph was the corners. With Woolfolk was the nose guard. Dan Morgan was the fastest linebacker I've ever seen in my life. Oh man, he hit me so hard. That's actually how I scored in that game. So Dan Morgan ran a play was called Z spot. So literally, I just spot up over the center, and find a hole in the zone to hit. So we run it early, and Dan Morgan like bangs me in the back of the head. He calls the play, and hold on, look at the quarterback. I said, Dave, I'm not going back in the middle. Throw it to me now. I said, if you don't see it, give it to me now. I do the rest. Like, I'm not going back in the middle to get hit again. Like, no way. We actually read the blitz, saw it, he gave it to me. I mean, the rest was history. I scored, actually was a game winner, and that's when I knew college football was different.
Wait, so y'all beat Miami?
We beat Miami. We beat them. Yeah. That year.
Wow.
So my years in college, we beat Miami, we beat South Carolina in South Carolina, we beat West Virginia actually at Panther Stadium. We beat who else we beat that year? Texas Tech. With Cliff Kingsbury and Wes Welker.
He could sling it in college, Kingsbury.
We beat the brakes off of them too. Beat them up. Who else? We had
That's
some
the
big
agent
wins.
you need right there. You need his agent.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He was terrible coaching,
Yes.
and still got an NFL
We beat
job.
some big teams when I was in college. But LaDainian Thompson ran over us. Fastest guy I ever seen that I ever played with in pro football was R.J. Soward, the kid that went to USC.
Okay.
This guy here, I've never seen. And Michael Bishop, quarterback, biggest arm I've ever seen. In my life. Michael Bishop threw a post route from one hash to the other hash. R.J. was 30 yards behind the ball. Looked up and hit a gear that I've never seen. And ran the ball down, caught it, and then just jogged through. And the rumor is R.J. Soward running one of the fastest 40s at the combine. He ran in 17 steps. And in the steps while he ran it, he was counting those at the combine, screaming them out loud. I mean, if you go back in history and read, like Lou Holtz said, R.J. Soward was the best player he'd ever seen next to Rocket Ismail.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Like RJ was,
That's Lou Holtz saying that.
RJ was unbelievable. Like, so fast.
So when you were at East Carolina, who was you guys' head coach then?
Steve Logan.
Steve Logan?
Yeah, great coach. So Steve Logan actually was a quarterback coach in the NFL after he left East Carolina. And he coached some good quarterbacks. And he was in Tampa when they had that little run. And I want to say 2008, 2009 he was in Tampa, I believe. I don't know. I know he's an NFL coaching quarterbacks. He was a great mind, though. Offensively, great dude. I love my Pirates, man. You know, everyone that went to East Carolina has a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
Because we're a mid-major school.
Yeah.
That every big school that we probably could have went to or couldn't have went to said no. And, you know, we see the bigger school, we play that way. I mean, Chris Johnson. You mean tell me he can't go to Alabama or Auburn or any other school?
How did he end up there?
Chris got hurt. He got hurt. He didn't play his senior year, but
Oh, okay. I didn't know that backstory.
he got hurt his senior year, but who cares? That man was flying.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to East Carolina because of those reasons. I went because I was at a JUCO, and so long story short, I was an All-American in junior college. I was top 5 kids to come out in the country, period. The number 1 returner, the number 3 running back to come out that year. I could have went to Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, East Carolina, and Central Michigan. Those were the 5 because I left in January because they had the grades.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, no school could get you in January because of the rule. You had to wait to get in, or you had to have so many credits. So because I was a mid-year transfer guy, those were the only 5 schools that can get me in without graduating from the JUCO.
Okay.
So Auburn thought I was going to go there because I'm from Alabama. Yeah, no. Wasn't doing that because they wanted me to play corner. I wasn't tackling nobody. Because I played corner my first year at JUCO. My first half of the season JUCO, I played corner, but I didn't want to tackle nobody. 150 pounds in the SEC. You remember Rudy Johnson would have done to me in the SEC? I'd have been trying to tackle him.
He was a bad man.
Every day in practice? No way. And so Ole Miss and Auburn, they both had new coaches. I didn't want to walk into that situation. Central Michigan, I never heard of them. There was no
Chippewas.
There was no way I was going out there. And when I went to ECU on that visit, man, they treated me with so much love. Oh, man, it was...
Felt like home?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The dudes already knew who I was when I got there on a visit. Like, that was crazy to me. I went on other visits, like, only my person who was there knew me. Like, not like ECU. Like, players knew me. Coaches knew who I was. I mean, that coach was supposed to know, but, like,
Yeah.
it felt like family. Like, I was already there, and I was just on a visit.
I could see that.
Yep. So, I mean, once
That's
that
awesome.
happened, that's where I'm going.
Have you made it down there lately? Last couple of years?
So my daughter is a senior this year at Conestoga Valley High School, and I'm pushing for her to go to ECU. Come on, be a Pirate, but I probably doubt it. But took her down on a visit. She went. She liked it. Went there this summer, and we'll figure it out.
So what sport?
No sport, grades. I don't care nothing about sports. What's your grades like? Nothing about sports. What's your grades like? If you can't play sport, you don't have the grades.
What's she thinking about studying?
Supposed to be a lawyer.
Oh,
awesome.
good for her. That's
she's-
awesome.
Listen, I tell my son every day I would never want to walk in her shoes.
And your son is older? He's
My son's 8. My
young
son's
buck.
8. Yeah, he's young.
My oldest is 8.
Yeah, so
All right.
like my daughter started African American Studies class that now counts as a curriculum at Coach Stoke High School.
Mm-hmm.
Like so now that school has that in their curriculum because
Wow.
during COVID, she went to superintendent, she went to Harrisburg, went to the principal, got a petition signed, did all the curriculum herself, got all out, and went to the board, and now it is in their school for life.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is.
So
That's
imagine your brother coming up next, got to do this. You can't do nothing there. You got to break some football records or something. I mean, because this girl's gonna be there for life.
Yeah.
Right. That's
great.
incredible.
That's
so
awesome.
She changed that school forever.
Yeah,
That's
mean,
incredible.
I mean,
Especially
growing
at
up,
school-
I always told her, like,
yeah.
I always tell my kids, like, growing up, listen, we want to make your shoes so big wherever you are that they need 2 people to fill them. Got to be. So they're going to maybe 2 people has to fill your shoes, regardless of what you do, whether it's sports or academics or whatever. They're going to remember you regardless how it is in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
And she took that and flew out the window.
Seriously. That is awesome.
Lil Stokes is flying around too now.
Oh, man, he's going to be special. He's going to be special.
Yeah, I see
He's
him
going to be
flying
better
around.
than, way better than me.
Yeah?
His work ethic is unbelievable. He hates to lose.
Okay.
Like no person you've ever known. Like super competitive.
You say he's a Vikings fan. He hates the
And
Yeah.
listen, he cries.
Oh, wow.
He cries. When the Vikings lose, he cries and whines. Long story short, he played. I'm gonna let him play tackle this year, but played in the flag football game, and his team lost. I want to say like 5-4 something. Like that. He scored like probably 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
And there was a kid on that other team that was faster than him. We got home. We get out of the car. All good game. He's like, no. He took his bag off. I have a hill behind my house. He's running the hills after the game.
Wow.
That kid's not going to beat me again next week. Not happening. So he's working out. Right
Wow.
now. Like
This
he's
is great.
not going to lose and be like okay with it. Like I mean, you don't want to, as a parent or a coach, you don't want to be like tone that down. Like, all right, son, go ahead. Like get after it. He wants to win at all. Like right now he plays flag football. We run track. Wrestled. Well, not with Kobe. We didn't wrestle. We played basketball and soccer.
Okay.
We do all that right now. So we'll see what's going on, what happened, what the future holds for him. And let him play tackle this year for the first time and see how that goes. I'm actually a little nervous because he has zero fear, like zero fear. So I mean, I don't know what that could be. Could be good or bad. So we'll see how that goes.
So, CJ, I guess we got to give Stokes a break here. Let's talk to CJ about his team finally bowing out in the playoffs this past week.
We ready to do it now?
We talking about Columbia?
Oh, we talking about Columbia? Yeah.
So he started doing the we were writing in the fall. CJ and I went to games and wrote articles, and he just started texting us about Footman, the quarterback at Columbia, and
He was on
I
my
kept
team
saying
as
it was
well.
his agent.
Was he really?
Footman was on our 7-on-7 team as well.
Really? There we go.
He's a
I said
great
I said
kid.
we were loaded.
Yeah,
We were loaded.
You could have just said Footman. I would have been like, yeah, you were loaded. But no, so I start writing for 717 and doing this podcast right before the fall. I'd moved back. And one of the first games I covered was actually Columbia Donegal, and Donegal was still smarting after a loss to E-Town.
Yeah.
And I saw this Footman kid for the first time, and I started to hear about him beforehand, but just watching the throws, and every throw he made, I mean, Columbia should have won that game. I have a lot of friends from Donegal, but Columbia should.
Yeah.
They had about 15 drops. Coach Kyle texted me after the game for their final number, but just seeing the throws Footman was making, the plays he was making on his feet, throwing on the run, and just a great kid. They'll testify, great kid to talk to. It was a special treat, and what Coach Way's alluding to is, I've become a Columbia fanboy, as they like to say.
He's a super fan.
And so
Footman's a great kid, man.
yeah, he was, and we're really happy he's going to Millersville. But the Columbia senior class, though, has had quite the run. From their basketball team, they won districts. They lost 2 regular season games. One of them was to Warwick, and they just lost in the second round where they battled Devon Prep to the final minute. Yeah, Devon Prep had beat Reading earlier this year, and they lost by 5 points just this past on Sunday. So their basketball season's over. But those guys are all playing spring sports. They're like you, Coach. They play all year round,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, a little town like Columbia, man, I'm sure that fan base was all behind those.
Oh
guys
yeah,
too.
That's what made it twice as fun, is because I'm going out to these games as a first-time writer, and if it was a Columbia game, they're going, "Hey, girl, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks." And they listen to the show. They're at the community that supports their clubs, their teams, and it's a special class. I mean, girls basketball had a nice run. They lost a couple of games. They made the states, and spring's just getting started, so it's not over yet for them.
Yeah, and the other ones was LS lost to Penn Hills, and then Mennonite's still playing.
Lancaster Mennonite's playing right now.
Yeah, they're playing. Yeah, they're playing.
They're in the 2A.
Oh, Old Forge.
Catholic is still in. Their girls still in it.
No, they lost.
They lost
last week.
Last week, right? Yeah.
In the first round of states, I believe, and the only 2 LL or technically District 3 teams that are left are Lancaster Mennonite and Shippensburg. And the guys, all the girls, I believe, are done right now. It was a good run. I mean, especially in guys basketball, we had Columbia won 3A districts, Lancaster Mennonite won 2A. Warwick played and battled Reading in the 6A championship. LS won the 5A title.
Really?
Yeah.
LS won the 5A. Yeah, did you see Reading got beat?
LS had 1 loss.
Yeah, shocker.
Reading got beat. You see Reading got beat?
Yes, the Archbishop Wood beat them.
Would beat Reading in basketball, which is shocker.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they were down big, and then they came back and made it a game, but they ended up losing.
Yeah.
One of the best players was out, too. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Shocker.
Wow.
Will you wrap it up? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks for
We
having
really
me.
appreciate you coming on.
Love you.
Coach, congratulations.
Yeah, good
Thank
luck.
you.
That is
Good
awesome.
luck. Hey, good luck being a first-time head coach. We wish you all the best, and we'll be rooting for you, and we'll definitely probably check out some of your games. CJ and I both will be covering games in the fall as well, and we might
on a Saturday.
we might be doing.
We'll bring you a shirt.
Come to the first
We'll bring you a
on Saturday.
717 shirt.
Saturday.
That'll work.
We
I'll
might-
wear it in pregame warm-up.
All right.
there
There
you
you go. There you heard it here first.
It
Fair.
is. I
Hey.
wear it in pregame.
Not to tease it, but we could be doing some live broadcasting, maybe.
We're in talks.
We're in talks.
talks.
Really?
He'll be the play-by-play, and I'll be as a former coach, I'll be the color. I'll be the guy breaking it down. So
Really?
yeah, we're talking about it.
I'm
So
on the right podcast. bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
This
sir.
is gonna be my weekly bear talk.
There we go. We can do
Yeah.
that. If he's going to wear the shirt, we might have to consider it. If he's going to wear the shirt,
Be the first one to start a little bear talk.
we get a little bear talk.
There you go.
Love it.
We can do it.
We're
can
happy
do it.
for you, Coach. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you so much.
Definitely,
Can't
man.
wait.
Thanks for making time for us finally,
No
man.
problem.
Yep. So, guys, we'll be back next week with another episode. We'll be talking next week about some spring sports, and we're working on possibly getting a spring coach as well. So, thank you so much for listening, and we'll check you guys next week.
Yes, tune in everything 717.
What time is it?